Hello and welcome to another update video about ADA. So ADA continues to be here in this Elliott wave triangle, in my opinion. This is for me currently the most likely scenario. I told you yesterday a more bullish interpretation is possible, but until we go above the wave A high here, which is 54.7 cents, I would not entertain this much further. Again, we are currently in this Elliott wave triangle, which would suggest we will come, after we finish wave D here, we will come up in a wave E once more, which will finish off a wave 4 and then come down in a wave 5. That might then end somewhere here in the lower 30-cent levels. So how likely is it that wave D is already finished? Yesterday I told you that at any moment now wave D could be finished. In fact, when I told you that, we already started to move up here and we tried a breakout out of that channel here. Failed though, and I told you only when we break out of the channel, then we can unlock higher prices in a wave E, possibly in a first instance to 47.9 cents and then 49 cents, into this region of the wave B. And if wave B area gets broken, we can reach the ascending trend line here. Now, as you can see, this channel was never broken, which is fine, which just means we focus further on lower prices because the possibility was there to finish here already, this wave, start to break out, but the weakness just indicates that wave D is not finished yet. So I would focus further on lower prices. Focus further on lower prices, and we can look at it now. Well, it is now actually reached. Yesterday, it had not reached my target. You can see this red line here. This was one of the targets for the move down here in the wave D. We hadn't reached it quite yet, so I told you it is still possible that we turn around here because we got very close already. So be ready for a possible turnaround, but the target hasn't been reached, and now it has finally decided to actually test my target at 45.6 cents. Until we break out of the channel though, and that remains the view, we are probably heading further down. You know, this would be the signal for a breakout of this channel, yeah. We can now, you know, this 45.6 cent level, this was the first target of the wave D, and the next target, if we lose it, would be 45 cents. So this would actually be an ideal target, but I told you that we might not reach the 45 because of the swing low that we have here. So we might actually find support there and then turn around. So be on high alert. It could be over. My view though is that we now, because of the weakness that we saw yesterday, we couldn't break out of the channel, that we might actually really reach the 45 cent level. From that wave D, then we would turn around in a wave E, and eventually then we would break out of this pattern to the downside. Yeah, so this Elliott wave triangle would usually be broken as soon as you go out of the opposite side of the wave E, and that would then, from a higher level point of view, be the move that we need to enter here wave 5 in purple. That would sort of be the last wave down of this overall correction. With ADA, because ADA never made a lower low compared to the one on the 12th of May, I've always remained skeptical here of any move up, and this is sort of the roadmap here that I think is following or is representing the most likely outcome. Overall, what do the indicators suggest for ADA? They still show bearishness, therefore there is no reason to become too bullish. In addition, the Elliott wave count does not suggest any bullishness at the moment. In addition to that, we see here a nice head and shoulders that is emerging, as I made you aware, and the 45 cent level, if that gets broken, that looks like this represents actually the neckline, and then we could head further down, and if this gets broken really in the lower 30-cent range, maybe slightly break even into the 20-cent range. Yeah, looking at this, we sort of stopped a bullish crossover here on the ADX on the 26th of June. We have fallen back into the bearish range on the RSI, so another bearish crossover, which means the purple line broke below the yellow line here on the daily chart. MACD is also again turning down, so all of that actually indicates to me that we have not yet reached the time where we are breaking out. 2-day chart, pretty much a similar picture. And if we look at the 4-day chart, here though, we had increasing bullish momentum. Now the problem is if the daily is turning down and the 2-day the 4-day is probably going to turn down as well. And there is also not really here, even here, bullish crossover far away from that, yeah, on the 4-day chart. So looking at the 1-day and the 2-day charts, they suggest that we are now coming down further lower. And again, this means that we should see a little bit lower lows probably in the wave D here, and then a higher price in a wave E, out of which we would then, however, break out to the downside. Okay, and that is currently how I see ADA here. Hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.